Remember that you are learning to plan and interact, watch, respond, reflect. This approach creates opportunities for children to use communication and for caregivers to notice communication and respond. Last time we learned important tips for how to respond to child communication. We were reminded that we repeat and add a word or two right after your child communicates, but to never force your child to communicate. In today's group, we will discuss the final step, reflect. Reflect means to think about what you planned and what worked well for you and your child, or if you might want to try something else. Make sure to have your handout ready to follow along. After practicing with your child, the final step is to reflect on how your interaction went and how well you followed the previous steps of plan and interact, watch, and respond. Here are some questions to keep in mind when you are reflecting. When I planned and interacted, did the time I picked to practice work for me, my child, and our family? Did the strategies I chose provide opportunities for my child to communicate through comments and requests? When I watched, was I able to stay focused on what my child was doing or trying to tell me? Did I notice when they communicated using sounds, gestures, eye movements, or words? Did I give enough time for my child to communicate with me? When I responded, did I do what my child did back to me? Their eye movements, their gestures, their sounds, their words? Did I add a word or two? Did I respond right after my child communicated? Am I remembering that development takes time and that my child may communicate differently every time? Am I remembering that I'm doing a good job just by being present, taking my time, and rewarding my child by responding to them? Remember that each day is full and that each moment you are choosing to practice, you are choosing to show up for your child in beautiful, healthy ways. You're doing a great job. When you reflect, think about how to keep practicing even after this program ends. Here are some things you might try. Involve and connect with others. You don't have to do this alone. If you are feeling stuck, consider meeting up with a member of the group and practicing together. You could even invite the other group member to practice with your child to give you more space to watch how they interact with someone else. You can also share the cue cards with other people in your child's life and invite them to try some of the strategies. Try recording an interaction with you and your child. Watching back a video of an interaction can help you notice things you are already doing well and things you might want to try. It can also help you notice your child's communication in new ways. Use your family's ways of communicating. This might be saying words in ways that are different than what some people might call proper or good English. Your way of speaking as a family matters. In addition, experts agree, learning a language other than English never causes or worsens language or communication disorders or delays. Children should always learn their home languages so that they can keep connections with their family culture. This is true whether children speak more than one language or use a specific way of speaking English. You can provide the best language model for your child by using your native languages. Pause here and reflect on your interactions with your child and discuss in your group. Some children have difficulties learning language, regardless of how many languages they hear. Difficulty learning language could look like having challenges in starting to use words and put words together in short sentences, or like difficulty understanding the communication of others. You might be wondering what to do if your child doesn't seem to be making progress. For example, a child who is 2 is usually beginning to put 2 or more words together and has about 50 to 100 words, though those words might be a little hard to understand. If you're concerned, early intervention may be available by calling your local regional center or school district for an evaluation with a speech-language pathologist or developmental specialist. This can often be found on your state's health department or education department website. Your group leader can help you locate this information. Today, we are going to have the final opportunity to practice with praise together. If you have a child with you today, you can practice with them. If you don't have a child with you today, you can ask to practice with another child, or your group leader can pretend to be your child. Pick a strategy you feel comfortable using, and we will practice with praise as we wrap up our time together so you can leave feeling affirmed about all the skills you've learned. Then it's your turn to reflect on what you've accomplished by being here and what you want to keep trying moving forward. As a reminder, we are practicing with praise. That means noticing all the things you and other caregivers did well. When we practice with praise, it reminds us about the power of self-encouragement. The most important thing is to keep practicing and doing your best. Pause here and take time to practice and encourage each other. Throughout this program, you have learned how to support your child's language development when they are just learning to use gestures, sounds, and single words to express themselves. Through this program, you learned an approach called Plan and Interact, Watch, Respond, Reflect. You learned how to choose strategies, notice what your child gestures and says, and respond to your child to model language. The tools you learned in this program are helpful for children who are learning language without difficulty and those who have challenges. In this program, you learned that you are your child's most important language teacher. We hope that you feel more confident in your skills to create communication opportunities and be responsive to your child. You did a great job by making the time to be here. The most important thing is to keep trying. There is no such thing as being a perfect caregiver or parent. We invite you to wrap up today by reflecting on your goals to keep using the cue cards and skills with your child. If you continue to plan and interact, watch, respond, and reflect throughout your child's development, these skills will take you far beyond your child's language development. Please also make sure to fill out your final reflection to help improve future groups. Thank you for your participation, and remember, you are your child's first teacher and you're doing a great job.